Hey everybody, it's me, and I just wanted to, I don't know why I just had this urge to just talk to you ladies about this, and you fellas as well. Now, y'all know that my channel was based on pregnancy, TTC, and loss, and then of course my life story, and about what all of us have in common, at least some of us do, when it comes to bearing children, having children, raising children, and also having God and being centered in His Word. But one thing that I've not discussed with you ladies is about protecting your children. And we love our children. We love them dearly. But I just wanted to touch bases on that because of the time that we're living in right now. And they're talking about rumors of war. There's all types of demons, witchcraft. I mean, you name it. It's a lot of things out here that it's just crazy. And what can we do as mothers? What can we do as parents, as fathers, even fathers out there protecting your children? Number one, start praying over your children. Start praying when they wake up in the morning, at nighttime. Pray for your children. That God will keep them safe and protect them, because you don't know, like when you leave and they're at school, what can happen. I mean, we heard what happened before about the mass shooting, when the guy went in there and started shooting up all of the kids, and it was unfortunate, so sad, unfair, and it was just heartbreaking. Also, too, you have to protect your children, who's around your children. You may think that, oh, these people are nice, but the whole time they can have an agenda, an evil agenda. And I see too many times of kids being molested. I see too many, I hear, not see, but I hear too many times of kids being molested or them committing, like today I read something, an 8-year-old little boy, he committed suicide. And I'm like, what was his mother? What was his father? And it's so devastating because something happened to this child when he was in school. And so something took place in a bathroom. I don't know if he was sexually assaulted, but he was struck, he was hurt. And for an 8-year-old to take his life, there was something really, really wrong with this picture. And it's just not even that. You don't know. Like one thing, okay, I'm going to give y'all a story, okay? My mother has three girls. She had a boy, which four of us, and my brother went on to be with the Lord, you know about that, and she has three girls. She told all of us that if anyone touches you inappropriate or make you feel uncomfortable, to let me know, let mommy know. She said it, I don't care if it's your father, I don't care if it's your uncles, I don't care who it is. This is your body. If anybody's making you feel uncomfortable, I don't care if it's a stranger. And I never forgot that. When my mother told me that, I said, okay, mommy. And I'll never forget, years ago, we stayed in a complex, and there was a man there. And, we were just playing at the playground, and I remember being in the hallway, and this guy said, hey, let me show you something. And so he had a penny, and what he did was, he had a penny, and he put the penny in his hand, and he said to pick a penny. And so he said, if I pick the penny, I would get like $1. And so I chose the hand, and what he did was he rolled his hand like this, and he proceeded to like rub my chest. And I felt uncomfortable when he did it. And then he tried to have me to pick a penny again, and I backed up and tapped the other hand, and he proceeded to do it again. Now, at this time, I knew that I felt uncomfortable, and it was like seeing my mother in her rollers saying to me, if you feel uncomfortable. So I dashed out of the building, and my little sister, which is 2 years younger than me, she was playing in the leaves, and I dashed out, and I ran, and I passed all of these buildings, and I ran, and I went in the house. And I'll never forget this, y'all. Listen to this. My mother was looking at Oprah, and she was sitting on the floor with her coffee, and I said, all I had to say was this: Mommy, there's a strange man around here. My mother was looking at that TV, and she rose up, And she said, show mommy where he at. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. My mother told me something at a very young age that I never forgot. And I didn't have to explain and go through this. She just said, show mommy where he at. So we went walking back, right? So we going past all of the buildings, through the sideway, going past all of the buildings. My sister came around the corner crying. Because the same man that was trying to do that, I didn't even think to say, come on, Carla, come with me. But I bypassed her to go get my mother. And then she come around the corner crying because he made her feel uncomfortable, whatever. Now, at this time, y'all, my mother in her coffee mug, that coffee mug went flying in the air. And my mother, when I tell you she was like a track star, she was like a track star. She was like a hound. Like, my mother was like a pit bull. Like, where is he now? She was looking in every building. She was just going like, it was like something snapped. When we couldn't find where the guy was, so we went back to the house, and my mother called 911, and I think she cursed the police officers out. She said, if y'all don't come up here and get this Bama, you gonna find a dead body, for real. Like, my mother was for real, for real. And around that time, my father was working for corrections. Like, he was an officer working for like the corrections, and so the officer asked me what he looked like, and I told him what he looked like and everything. And I'll never forget this. They couldn't find who he was, but they did take some information. There was a convenience store that we used to go down to get a couple of our snacks. Do you know when we went down there, it was like wanted. They was looking for a man who was charged with rape, and it was the exact man. And I remember being young, and he ended up sexually assaulting my friend. And she told me, and she told her mother that he did this to her too. And I remember that me and my friends, my sisters, we all got these rocks. And we said that when we see his ass, excuse my mouth, when we see him, we were just going to throw these rocks. Now imagine being 8, 9 years old and thinking like this person tried to violate us. But the importance is that my mother told me. My mother said that if anyone makes you feel uncomfortable, to let me know. And nowadays, it's not just the girls. You have to talk to your sons, because there are pedophiles out here. There are flaming, trifling pedophile men out here and women that will prey on your sons. They're looking at your sons. They're looking at your daughters. So you make sure that you pray over your children, protect your children, let them know what the safe zone is. Also, don't have any and everybody around your children. If you're a mother, a single mother, and you're still dating, go date somewhere else, but don't keep bringing certain men around your children. I've seen and heard the hard noise, the news, a couple of years back, someone in D.C., it was a young girl. She went somewhere and had her boyfriend babysit her son, and he murdered her. And I'm thinking to myself, that's not even the father. But it didn't make it. And I've seen fathers do messed up things to their children. So my thing is that as mothers, be an advocate for your child and to protect your child. Like when they come home, examine them. Did anybody make you feel uncomfortable? Did anybody touch you inappropriate? You do know that the no zone, if somebody's too close to you, and you can always tell mommy, no matter what they said they're going to kill me, murder you. Don't ever be afraid to tell me the truth, okay? Because one thing my mother said is anybody, and she went down the list. Okay, anybody you feel uncomfortable with, you let me know. And I never forgot that. I never forgot that. And I will never forget what my mother, that coffee, y'all. I can still see my mother with them rollers and that daggone thing. She said, show mommy where he at. And she was just strolling. I was all marching. She was strolling. But when her other baby came running around that corner, that coffee mug flew, y'all. If y'all could see it in slow motion. And my mother went to run. And I was like, wow. But I thank God that my mother spoke to me about that. It was also an instant too that she told me, and this is long when my brother had went on to be with the Lord, that we were in this program with mentors, and it was a not young guy, it was a man from the Census Bureau that was supposed to be a mentor to my younger brother. It wasn't until my brother got into, he accepted the Lord and everything, but he got into high school, and he told my mother, that man that was supposed to be my mentor, and she was like, yeah. She said, he tried to fondle me. And my mother was like, what? What do you mean? And my mother was so upset. And he said, Mom, it happened. It was a long time ago. But it was a shock because here you are thinking that this person is supposed to watch over your child, and they're sitting up here doing these type of things. So you have to make sure you ask your children questions. You look at the signs. You ask them certain things like, are you comfortable? Did anyone make you feel? I want you to be able to talk to mommy, to talk to daddy. Look at the telltale signs too with the people that are around them. Do they act kind of funny when they're around them? Like, I pay attention to my nieces and nephews. I do. I pay attention to them. And I pay attention to my daughter too. I need to know. Let auntie know, let mommy know. You know what I'm saying? Anyone's child that's around me, or if I'm in the area where I see a bunch of children and I see something ain't right, Mona gonna say something. And us as adults, us as mothers, us as fathers, us as aunties, or anyone who wants to protect, or we're supposed to protect our youth, we have to make sure that we are protecting them. So make sure that you pray over your children and protect them. Don't have anybody around your kids. Don't have all type of men around your kids. I don't care if it's your husband. If you see something out of line, you need to check it. You need to correct it. And you need to keep these babies safe. So that's my video for today. This was on my heart to share with y'all as mothers and some of you as fathers, that we need to protect our children.